Feel incredible!
It's not a cartoon, it's anime! Yes! Welcome to another episode of Animeshun! The squad is somewhat back. I actually just brought it in myself. You know, we're here. We wanted to discuss
extra credit.
A little extra credit for y'all, man. A little bit of extra work that, y'all be asking for extra stuff. We're gonna do Attack on Titan Season 4, the first 6 episodes, our reaction to it. And just to let you guys know, we are the greatest fucking anime podcast.
Why did you didn't have to do that. You really didn't have to do that. Why would you do that?
Because I feel like now.
So I'm just saying, like, what do you do for me when I'm not there? Like, do you remind Ice that he's dumb?
I don't necessarily remind Ice that he's dumb, but I think
Ice, that was for you. You a hoe.
As always, his lack of logic is questioned. So. And I think when you didn't show up last time, I was doing the weird faces. I didn't go all over my room like you do, but
I've been chill with that lately. But yeah, I feel you.
Didn't you break something last time?
Yeah, I broke this chair I'm sitting in one time, but whatever.
But yeah, we do we do one-off debates, and this particular one, season 4. This is the last season of Attack on Titan, man. A lot of stuff has gone down. I don't know if you got. I'll give a snippet of an actual factual that the animation house that normally does this is not doing it this season. I don't know if you saw that.
What's not doing good?
Which studio did the first 3 seasons of Attack on Titan, the animation of it?
I don't know. Give me a second.
No, they did. I checked. I looked it up already.
Oh, you're saying the studio was Wit Studio. Yeah, Wit. I thought you said Witch Studio.
With WIT.
Yeah.
And actually, Mappa took over. MAPPA.
Yes.
They actually took over this season. A lot of people were scared to take over this season because the animation job that they were doing the first three seasons was, I guess, pretty
fantastic.
dope.
Yeah, it's fantastic. What do you mean you guess? What do you mean you guess?
It is. I'm saying for me, I think it's fire. I know people, the CG, and da-da-da. They be bitching about a lot of stuff. You know how some of the fans can be. Mm-hmm. But this particular company, Mappa, they did they're doing Jujutsu Kaisen, and they did God of High School. And they do a lot of other anime. I'm pretty sure you don't give a damn about God of High School like that, but they did the animation for that also. And people were a little skeptical about them switching, animation houses like this because, they did it with One Punch Man and, did 7 Deadly Sins. And you could tell the animation didn't look too good in those, considered their previous seasons before that. So, we're going to, what, you got something to say?
I'm just looking forward to your recap. Because I do have one factual thing is that they actually got there's a new director now. So they got a new studio, a whole new director.
Everything, damn.
Yeah, new director, new screenplay writer. Everything about this is new. And it's a guy named Yuichiro Hayashi. He's done some stuff. Like he did he co-directed like Batman Gotham Knight, the animation. He did Cyborg. I'm trying to see what else he did. I'm trying to see if there's anything I knew. Garo movie, Divine Flame, Garo, I don't know any of these. Inuyasha. Okay, no, he didn't direct that. Okay, Kinamation. I got beef with Inuyasha.
Yeah.
Kakaguri, which is a show I have heard of before. He's the director for that. All right. Monkey Gang Anarchy. That sounds funny. He's the director for that. Peace Iso Smile. He's done a lot of stuff, man. He seems like he's been around the anime stuff for a while. Shingeki no Kyojin, the final season, he directed that. Apparently he's good at the final season of things. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up, is that there's a new director, a whole new, everybody's new, except for obviously the voice actors and stuff, like new screenplay, new script, new, what's it called, studio. So you should feel different, but I'm going to keep it real. It doesn't, in the sense of it feels very consistent with what the show has been before. but it feels different in a way that it's supposed to feel different. You know?
Right. Yeah. I feel like even reading up on some stuff, it feels a lot more depressing as we go through some of these episodes.
I don't know. Wait. Did you say Attack on Titan?
It's already been a depressing show, but like
this is season 1, episode 1 and 2. All life is destroyed. My mother is physically eaten by a giant human in front of me, and you're like, this season is more depressing. Like, I disagree.
I guess the tone. I guess a little bit of I don't know. I felt a little bit, but you know, we'll skim through. We're gonna give you the this is the Keenan Baker week cap. Meaning, I'm gonna give you a weak ass recap of
his recaps are so trash.
Or of what we watched, and so you can judge me if you want to. I don't give a damn. This is supposed to be trash. So let's just go through episode 1. Pretty much, we start at a war, 4-year time skip. We start at war, and we're finally just we're kind of finally seeing how these Titans can be a little bit. You know, they can be defeated now. They got weaponry now that can blow through these guys, even through the armored Titan. And you're starting to see a lot of things like, you know, they're the Marlians. They're kind of pressed against right now. Their backs are kind of against the wall, and it's not looking too good for them. And
I have a question for you about that. Were the Marlians defined in season 3, or are we like really understanding what that is in season 4? Because I feel like this is a season 4 thing.
I think so. From what I remember, it's season 4 thing too. Because I was just confused about all the names of all this shit. To be honest with you, I was just like, who was what?
So Marley. So first of all, Marley, I think is a place. It's not like a set of people.
The Marlians are what they're called, I think.
Yeah. So anyone from this particular city or place or country or whatever it is like that's that place. Because that took me a while. Because I kept thinking Marley was like a person or something. I was like, what is Marley? You know. But now I'm like, oh, it's a place. Okay, got it. We'll go on.
Yeah. So their backs are pretty much against the wall. They kind of have these soldiers that are like I think they were captured, or they were like soldiers from like the other side, and the general's pretty much like, yo man, I'm willing to sacrifice all these motherfuckers because we don't want to keep using our Titans, because right now the weaponry that they have, they can actually, if we lose our Titans to them, then that's pretty much it. We don't have anything to use against war. Right. So there's a little girl named Gabby, and there's a few other people on this little squad. These kids. I think it's Udo, Gabby, Sophia, Falco, Sophia and Falco. And Gabby pretty much is like, look, man, Cap, before you do all that, I got kind of this plan. I think I can do something with this these little bombs right here. I can stop that armored train, because the armored train is pretty much what's causing a lot of trouble. And the dude's kind of like, well, do you want to do it or whatever like that? And Falco's kind of like trying to convince her, convince her not to, whatever. And she's just kind of like, well, I'll do it. She's kind of like, she has balls, or whatever you want to call it. She has guts. She's cocky. I kind of like that about her. I like that she was pretty cocky. She was confident in what she was doing. She puts together this plan to go out there, kind of take off like her war general stuff. And she goes out there as a kid, as a teenager, and she fakes like she's surrendering, and pretty much...
I just want to take one standpoint is that one of the dopest war moves I've ever seen was them dropping the Titans out of the... Oh, wait, this happens next, right?
Okay,
sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
She throws the bombs under the train, the armored train, blows the armored train up. She runs back. Falco kind of like dives in to save her. I think she was already going to be safe, but this freaking idiot just dives on top of her anyway. And then we get to this scene, which is, I agree with you. This scene was so dope. All these kind of like before all these people that were going to be turned into Titans, thrown out of a plane.
One thing that needs to be explained is that Eldians are the only people that can become Titans. There's like a certain race, or kind of like, honestly, it's no question to my mind that this is like, they're pretty much saying these are Jewish people. They have the stars on their arm. You know, they're getting destroyed by a bunch of people. They're being called devils. It's very like Semitic stuff. This whole show now, as of season 4, has a very Semitic vibe to it. It's like very commentary on that type of thing. This definitely has like Nazi Germany written all over it. But what I have to say is that they drop these Eldians out of the plane and then transform them to Titans in midair, and literally just drop these massive Titans on this base and like have them just start wreaking havoc on it.
Yeah, and it's dope, and some of the weapons are still holding their place because they're blasting like holes through these guys, easily taking them out. They're one shot in a lot of these Titans with these big armor bullets that they have from the tank and that they're shooting out through their weaponry. Then you see Rainier, he's in the plane. He's pretty much like, I hate walls. He's like, I hate walls. he jumps out the plane, slices his hand open so he can turn into the armor titan, and you start to see him kind of start to go to work a little bit too, and those bullets are going through his armor. He's having some trouble.
Yeah, the train bullet. Yeah, like it goes like they're anti-Titan bullets, and they're pretty serious.
Yeah, they blew off his arm. Like I was like, oh shit, is it gonna end for him this early?
Yeah.
And he's having some trouble. He ends up knocking down one of the trains, and he's about to get, I think, a shot right to the face or something like that. And you see the Jaw Titan come through. I don't remember the Jaw Titan as much in season 3. Do you remember the Jaw Titan a lot in season 3?
I think so. I remember there being a Jaw Titan because I can't remember because there was that one small Titan that was on the island, but it wasn't the Jaw Titan, right? Was it? I think it was.
It might have been, but I feel like I don't remember it looking like that. Maybe
I don't remember the mask, but I remember everything else about it. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it was Jaw Titan without them. I don't know. Either way, Jaw Titan.
Jaw Titan came through, saved his life.
Which is by far the weakest Titan.
No, it's not the weakest Titan.
No?
The weakest Titan is the. I mean, this is going to be all over the place, anyways. But it's that Titan that pretty much is like carries people, like has like the girl that's on all fours.
Nah, that Titan's dope. That Titan is a literal.
What?
That Titan, like, I'm just saying, like, that Titan is literally like a tank that carries a bunch of like people destroying everyone around it. It has a whole team of people to destroy everything. Like, it doesn't just destroy one thing at a time. What does it do itself? I mean, it's like it has its hands and stuff, so it can like destroy stuff for sure. Like, it's still powerful.
This dude was smacking.
All I'm saying,
man.
I don't know. I think that those are the two weekest Titans, but I still say the Jaw Titan's the weakest. I say the Jaw Titan's the weakest.
I do agree that they're the two weakest. So pretty much after that, you see Zeke. He kind of starts. He's the Beast Titan, and he's in the plane or whatever like that. He's kind of just like, this war is pretty much the reason why there's war is because the Titans are about to be, could possibly be done. So we got to do something about this. We got to regain. We got to try to grab the main Titan, which is Eden, and we got to try to get him and bring him back, and maybe that can give us some time so we can advance our technology. Right now, our technology is trash. Clearly, we're getting our asses somewhat handed to us, but they end up winning. You see the Beast Titan come down. He turns into the Beast Titan. He starts grabbing all the artillery. He just starts launching them like fucking Randy Johnson at the war boats in the water.
Bro. Blowing
them up crazy.
Beast Titan is terrifying.
Beast Titan is terrifying. I thought episode 1 was pretty dope.
Yeah.
Episode 2, it's pretty much like the Marleyan generals. They're kind of having a discussion about what happened and trying to discuss a strategy, what they can do next, and how their tech is what. I'm
just like, yo, he's literally reading the Wikipedia recap. So I'm looking at it right now. You're going like line by line.
This is a Wikipedia recap.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Where I got it from.
Okay, go ahead.
It might be similar from where I got some of it from, but it's not Wikipedia.
I'm here to give you shit as you do a recap.
You can go fuck yourself.
That's fine.
So pretty much Zeke is telling them like, yo, I got a plan, and I got a plan that we could possibly reclaim all the Titans from Paradise Island, and he has to do this because he only has a year left as the Beast Titan, which I didn't know, but he only has a year left as the Beast Titan, and because of the curse of Ymir, and he wants to evade. He wants to pretty much evade it as soon as they can. They do kind of start to go into some of the people that could possibly success some of the old Titans, like the Armor Titan and the Beast Titan, stuff like that. And that was the kids. That was Yudo. That was Gabby. That was Flacco and stuff like that. And Gabby's pretty much like, yo, I'm gonna be the Armor Titan, homie. Like, I don't care what none of y'all say. That's my spot. I'm coming for it.
She's a boss.
She's a boss. I love her. She's right now out of these new characters, she's my favorite character.
Oh yeah, easily. Like she bought the hands. Like she's ready to. She's like, not only she bought the hands, like she already showed it. She blew up the train. Like she beats them in every single statistical category. She has a better attitude than all of them. She's a leader. Like she's just like, I'm gonna take life by the horns and I'm gonna be the best at anything you put in front of me because that's who I am.
Hey, I feel like she checked off all the boxes. And a side note, that's actually Rainier's cousin. Gabby's actually Rainier's cousin.
Mm-hmm.
But
I thought it was Rainer. You say Rainier, you mean Rainer?
Rainer, I'm sorry. When I'm watching, I feel like I hear when I'm listening to recaps, I hear Rainer, I hear Rainier, and the show I think it is Rainer.
Yeah, it's they say the name Rainer in the show, so I was just confused. Like, who the hell is Rainier? Okay, got it.
Got you. Yeah, you know Brandon's gonna give me shit. Yeah, so they're cousins. And Falco actually wants to be the Armor Titan also. But he has his reasons for it. It's not just because he has the ego, it's because he wants to be the very best, like no one ever was, like Pokemon. He has his reason for because he knows that there's a 13-year curse when you become a Titan, and that pretty much you die after that. And he doesn't want Gabby to die because what? He has a crush on her, like all teenage boys. They got a crush on a cute girl. And she's a boss, man. I don't think she's having this crush shit. She's like,
I mean, you got a crush on her too. It's all good.
I don't have a crush on no damn 13-year-old. You crazy? Don't start that shit. So pretty much that's the majority of that episode. Rainier is going through a lot of an episode. He's going through a lot of PTSD, man. He's jacked up. He's having bad dreams, man. I think it's a Jaw Titan that's kind of like making fun of him, pretty much like, man, your bitch ass should have never even been in this shit because you mentally out of this right now, bro. So episode 3, episode 3, season 4. This is mostly Rainier's backstory. He's pretty much Rainer. I'm sorry. This is why it's called the recap, baby. This is Rainer's backstory. They're pretty much giving you like these 4 kids that are in the new episode. Him and his friends and stuff like that. They're pretty much they were like the same kind of kids. They inherited Titan when they were younger too, and he's pretty much telling the story how he came up and how actually they were supposed to go back. You know, one of the cats died. One of the people died that was supposed to be with him that was eaten, I think, by Ymir, right? Yeah. I think Ymir came through, ate him up, and they were supposed to actually leave. And then, you know, I think, is it Anna? Is it the female Titan? She's pretty much like, yo, family, let's just go back. And he was just like, well, let's just keep pushing forward, man, because they can possibly fuck us all if we go back. And she beats the shit out of him. The women on this show are the best on this show, to be honest.
Yeah, they go hard.
Some of the best. Yeah.
I mean, Levi is the best character on the show. I don't care what you say. Yeah, no,
Levi
the women are incredible. You know, but
yeah.
Annie and Mikasa and this little girl, like, absolute fire.
Absolute fire. So she beats the shit out of him, and pretty much holds him out. But like, you pretty much a bitch out here in these streets. And he gets his backstory, and pretty much his thing. It shows why he wants to become the Armor Titan or whatever like that and get this done because, you know, he's actually half Eldian, right? I think his mother or his father is half Eldian. One of them is half Eldian. Right. And pretty much he's just like, man, if I can become this Titan and I can save the world, pretty much I can get my mother and stuff exempt from like being who this person is, and I can pretty much get my family safe and stuff like that. And so that's why he wants to do it. He becomes the Armored Titan. Rainer actually sees his dad at one point during this like parade. When he was a kid, and his dad pretty much like, he's just like every other anime father. Get your bitch ass up out of here. I want nothing to do with you, boy. Of course. But he has a reason. I think he has his reasoning for to keep it.
That was intense. That denial of his son, the way he did it, was like, fuck out of here. Like, I was like, whoa. Okay.
That didn't hurt me because I feel like this has been every anime father, every anime parent, really. That's pretty much the basis of episode 3, the recap and the backstory of his life, how he became. And then episode 4, we get our first black person. From what I've seen, I don't know if I've seen in any other season there's a black person. But this mostly kind of revolves around Falco and Gabby. I think Falco pretty much he's upset that she's going to inherit the Armor type because Rainer is pretty much telling her that she's next in line. She's pretty much the strongest. She's the best. And if you want to unseat her, bro, if you want to take that place because you want to save her life or whatever like that, then you got to become a better athlete out here in these streets. You got to become just better overall than her. And until that happens, she's a front runner for it. He tries to tell. He actually reveals to her why he's doing it. And he's like, yo, pretty much because I got this crush on you, boo, and you beautiful and all that. He kind of gives a little spiel about it, and everybody goes and sees it. But her goofy ass is so headstrong, she's just like, what the hell you talking about, bro? I want to be the Armor Titan in this bitch. And, I mean, that's pretty much that incident of that. And then, I guess towards the end of that episode, because, I mean, he ends up they kind of go at it in a sense of, like, I think he ends up, either this episode or episode 5, he ends up beating her at something. So he's trying to become stronger. And
yeah, there was like a race.
There's like a race. He ends up beating her. At the end of this episode, Falco kind of sits down. He meets this long-haired guy. We haven't seen any of the main characters yet. He meets this long-haired guy, and he sits down. He starts chit-chatting with him. And who is this mysterious man we do not know yet? Episode 5. Pretty much.
No, he meets him in episode 4.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said. Episode 4, he meets him, the mysterious man.
And he knows who he is. Now, they say who it is in episode 4. Is what I'm saying.
Do they actually?
Yeah. The very end of episode 4, he's just like, "Yo, it's Aaron," and he was just like, "What?" And I remember I was like, "What? Like that's Aaron?" I was like, "Oh, okay. I finally understand what's happening now." I think, but I'm like, finally somebody I recognize besides this. Like,
Did you know it was him out the gate when you first saw him?
I had no idea who that was. I was like, why is this guy being featured? Why is he talking to this kid? Why does this matter? I had no idea what was going on. And it was like, oh, that's Aaron. I'm just like, I need to rewatch all of this. But go on.
So that was in episode 4. The basis of this pretty much in episode 5, you start to see Aaron, and he's actually telling this kid, nobody knows who he is, but he's telling this kid to kind of like send these letters off and stuff like that to I think his family or whatever like that. But in reality, that wasn't what was happening with those letters. We end up finding out that in episode 5, Falco goes and takes Raynor down to the basement to meet this mysterious long-haired man, and Raynor knows exactly who the hell it is out the gate. He sees him, he's shook. He looks into his eyes. He knows what's about to happen. He knows.
I don't think he knew exactly what was going to happen, but he knew it wasn't good. He was just like, Aaron being here is a bad thing.
He was shaking.
He's like, this is the founding titan in front of me right now. I am scared.
Yeah. He was shook. He was scared for his fucking life. Falco don't know what's going on. He thought he did a good thing by hooking up 2 old friends. And they're having this discussion pretty much. And Falco asked, man, should I leave y'all 2 alone, man? Because I feel this might be a little off, or I don't know what I might, this is probably some adult business. Aaron, this is what messed me up about Aaron. He was just like, nah, bro, you can stay.
Watch, you need to hear this. He's like, stay here and listen.
Stay here and listen. But not just stay here and listen. What's about to happen is fucked up because he puts his kid in pretty much harm's way. But yeah, he has. Go ahead.
Aaron don't give a shit. Aaron don't give a fuck.
Aaron at this point does not give a shit.
What do you mean? Let's hold on a second. I don't agree with what you just said. Aaron at this point doesn't give a shit. When has Aaron ever given a shit? Aaron has. This is consistent with his character. Unless you are one of his friends, like if you were involved in any part of that wall falling and his mother dying, he does not give a fuck. Just tell me where I'm wrong. Like, he does not care. He has absolute rage and anger against you and Titans in general. And
I think in Titans, but I don't think he has necessarily a whole bunch of rage towards just regular people. That just remind me if I'm wrong. Go ahead.
No. He was like, you broke this wall. I don't care. He's like, they had a conversation and was like, look, Aaron, this is what I love. May I for a second, like, can I just go into this? Because this part of the show might be my favorite part of the entire everything.
All 4 seasons?
All 4 seasons. This conversation between Aaron and this, what is this guy's name again? The Beast Titan? I mean, not the Beast, the Armor Titan? Raynor?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Raynor, that's right. I just want to say it, making sure you got it right. But between Raynor and Aaron was my favorite part of this entire show. More than Levi destroying the Beast Titan, Levi in general, more than anything else. And the reason is because 3 things are happening at the same time here. One of them is that the play is happening in the background with the royal family, the Tybors. Pretty much it's saying the honest truth of what's been happening with the Titans.
Real story, yep.
The real story behind the kingdom, and what's really happened is that the king actually understood the sins of the Eldians. He said, we'll take all these to these islands. I want no more war. He pretty much created that island out of all those Titans to stop war from happening, because there's been nothing but war and bloodshed in the history of these people, and that he does believe there's a lot of sins on them, but he's just like, I just want to experience peace for one time or for a generation, for as long as we can. So he selflessly did that and like created a character that was like the king, the hero of Marley, that banished all the devils to the island, that it made it so that don't mess with the island because they'll come back and attack you, even though the island
Helos,
Helos, the mystical person that they just made up. And so that's happening in the background. And he's saying that wasn't true. Like, that whole Helos thing is not the truth at all. Like, he actually did this benevolently. And now, because we broke that problem, like, we didn't understand what was really happening, we didn't know the real story, we went out there and, like, shook the bee's nest. And now the founding Titan is coming for us because we messed up. And if we don't take care of this right now, it's going to take care of us. And while he's saying that, Aaron is in a conversation with Raynor, looking him in the eyes like, nah, listen. Listen to what he's about to say. Because Aaron was like, I know what he's about to say. He said it, and Aaron was just like, all right, so I got some things for you as well. While this is happening, Aaron was like, I got some things for you as well. One of those things being, I get it, bro. Now that I've been here, I've eaten your food. I've slept under these roofs. I understand that some of these people are innocent. A lot of these people are. A lot of these people had nothing to do with this. You were put up to this as a kid. What choice did you have? What choice did you have? You were trained to believe all these things and that you were saving the world. That's what you believed, that you were saving the world. Like, what other option do you have? And it really has me thinking, like, man, we are the same. Mm-hmm. Because since I was a kid, after watching the Titan getting eaten, my mother getting eaten by a Titan, the one that you let through the wall, after that happened, I've been doing nothing but being trained to kill the Titans and defend my world. And that's what I'm here for. The same reason that you showed up and fucked up everything that we had going on and destroyed all the peace we had in our world and just all to shambles. That same reason is the same reason I'm here today. So, let's get it in. I flashes green, Titan explodes, destroys. I love that Aaron even says, like, there's a bunch of people above us right now. He uses that as a threat. He's like, Rainer, you can try to yell or scream or do whatever, but you know what I can do. You know what I can do right now. And you know that you can't take me. Like, we fought before. Mm-hmm. You will lose if we did this. So you are at every disadvantage right now. And shut up and listen. And then decided to blow up everything anyway. And then killed the guy, the Tibor family, mauled him, and then threw him up in the air and ate him. And was just like, this is what you said, you prophesized I'd be here. You didn't know it'd be like this.
Well, we can probably close up on a recap soon. And I want to say that scene when he went up there, when he pretty much was like exploding into the Titan. That slow motion scene where like Rainer was like turning around. Yeah, that shit was so hard, bro. Yeah, all that was so dope. I mean, pretty much that's the end of episode 5. Episode 6, they go into it with the Warhammer Titan, which we've never seen before.
Warhammer Titan is a boss.
As shit. Mikasa comes through. She saves Eren because he starts getting smoked a little bit.
Warhammer Titan fucked Eren up.
Yeah, and we're gonna go into that when we just start talking. And then he's pretty much they find out that the Warhammer Titan is not in the back of the Nate, and it's actually underground somewhere because they can kind of like build what is the word I'm trying to say? I guess their weapon is that they can build kind of weapons they can crystallize weapons or whatever like that. So they can crystallize hammers or bows and shit like that. So you find out that the girl is actually the sister of I think his name is Willow. He was the dude that got eaten by Eren. The sister is actually the Warhammer Titan. He sees her up underground, snatches her thing apart, sees her about to eat her in a little ball or whatever like that. Your boy comes through, the Jaw Titan, about to eat that up, and he
jumps on the back of Eren's back and is about to eat Eren, and he's excited because he's like, I'm about to eat the Founding Titan, which means they win. It's over if he eats the Founding Titan, but lo and behold,
the best character of the damn show comes through, Captain Levi, that slices the ligaments off his jaw, and he can't bite down. And then what did the Jaw Titan say? Is that Ackerman?
Yeah. He recognized him. Shook him and then like put him on the ground, and you see all the scouting troops coming up over. By the way, they have updated gear now. All their gear, their omnidirectional gear looks better. Like they're ready,
guns and all that stuff like that.
They're ready to kill people. They got the missile things. Like they're here for this. But yeah, he's like on the ground. He's like, I'm a Titan. Why am I scared right now? Like it's like because we kill Titans. Like that's what we do on the island. We kill Titans.
And pretty much you see kind of like I guess the closing of that episode, which was so hard to me. You just see like 15, 20 other dudes from that with the gear on flying towards the Jaw Titan or whatever, and they're just kind of creeping up in slow motion, and the episode pretty much ends like that. Your reaction to these 6 episodes, what was your favorite episodes out of these 6, and your reaction to the 6?
Episode 5, easily. Episode 5 was my favorite episode because of the conversation that I told you about before. That conversation, I can't believe that I'm saying that my favorite thing about Attack on Titan was a conversation. I can't believe I'm saying that because the animations, the fights, the Titans, the storyline, all the things that are going on, I think are just insane. But my favorite thing was that conversation between Rainer and Aaron because of the intensity of it, because of the background, because of the context, because of the stares down, because of how intense Aaron is, and how it's like you think it's going to go one way, then his eyes goes green, and he's just like, no. Like, there is much blood to be spilled this day. Like, there was zero fucks given. And I'm of the opinion now that Attack on Titan might have the highest rewatch value of any anime I've ever seen, because season 2 was trash. Watching it through the first time, trash. Can't watch it. Don't understand what's going on. But now that we understand the context of everything, going back, season 2 might end up being the best season. If you rewatch it now that you understand what was going on, it's like, I think that it's brilliant that the writers of the show didn't give a shit about our experience of watching it as it goes along. They're just like, whatever, this is how anime is released, but this is all meant to be. Like, this whole show for me feels like it was all meant to be consumed at once, like binge watched. Like, this show is like the ultimate binge watch show, because if you just continuously watch all the way through what's happening, even up to this episode right now, then everything reveals itself and makes sense. But like, you hate season 2 because you're like, what is all this shit that doesn't get resolved? You just don't understand anything because you have no context for so many things. And now that you have the context and you know what was going on, you go back and understand the importance of that royalty blood, of the founding Titan, you know what I'm saying, of all the decision making, of Marley existing as a space, you know, of the war, you know what I'm saying? There's so much stuff that was happening that was all directly affected by this. Then it's just like, yo, like, I propose that at some point we do a rewatch as one of our things that we do on Animeshun, that we all rewatch the full 4 seasons of Attack on Titan and do a recap after each season, and do it quickly, so that we can just go through all of our emotions. Like, we literally all just finished watching season 1. Let's just talk about it. No questions, no whatever. Like, what did you see? What notes did you take while you were watching this? Because I think that the rewatch value is insane. And I think thus far, I was pretty bored 3 episodes in, to be honest. Like, first episode was interesting to see the war. I was like, okay, cool, you brought me into it.
Yeah, episode 2 and 3, I was snoozing.
Yeah, I was bored. I was bored as episode 2 and 3, but then episode 4, I was just like, wait a minute, hold on. You know what I'm saying? At the end of that, episode 5, my face got blown off. And episode 6, they reattached it to blow it back off in a different way. Because that Warhammer Titan, bruh. Yeah. That Warhammer Titan is like, I was just like, what? It's like, I was talking to Rob about this earlier, and because he hasn't seen it, so I didn't tell him exactly what it is. But what I told him is that one of my favorite things that happened with this new Titan that they introduced is that they did something that's my favorite aspect of like a show like My Hero Academia, whereas they take a quirk and they take it to 11. So, for example, the best example of that is Lemillion. If you understand what his quirk is, that he can just phase through stuff, then you're like, low to mid-level power at best. But the way that Lemillion uses his power makes him pretty much OP'd. Like, he's one of the most powerful characters in anything ever because of what his quirk actually is, if you really know what he's capable of doing with it and how good he is with it. And that's what I feel like happens with the culmination of all the powers that we know Titans are able to have with this Warhammer Titan, because we know about the hardening, you know what I'm saying? We know about the nape of the neck. We know about the crystallization stuff. We know about, like, we just know how strong they can be, how big they can get. Like, we know all the limits of Titans now. Mm-hmm. We know what their capabilities are. And they're like, okay, cool. Now that you understand all the powers that are within that well, we're going to create a Titan that utilizes them in the most creative way possible to destroy everything. And that is the Warhammer Titan. But there is a drawback to the Warhammer Titan to me. It's just like, the Warhammer Titan seems like something that can devastate everyone only in a designated space. It's like dropping the Warhammer Titan onto onto a base or something like that. It can destroy everything. But if you're like, yo, we're going to advance the front line and be moving forward, the Warhammer Titan's trash, because you're going to see the tail of it. You know what I'm saying? And just be like, oh, that's easy to kill. And just do like what Aaron did. But like when it's hidden underground like that, or just hidden in a good way, then you're good to go.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know if it needs to be hidden underground. I think that was just the thing that they
she did in that moment.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what she was like, all right, I'm going to be underground to do this. They're not going to probably find me doing this shit. Which I think is very smart but Aaron's he's just a smarter cat. He just observed. He's like,
yeah, he's just
like form from the bottom.
Yeah, born from the feet
from
up.
the nape. Yep. Yeah. My reaction was just, I'm with you. I think you said episode 5?
Episode 5 was my favorite episode of this entire series.
I would say episode Episode 6 is definitely one of my favorites, probably if not my favorite, just because I'm the action. I love the action.
Oh, it was amazing. I fully agree. But episode 5,
I don't disagree with you with episode 5 because I mean, at the end of the day, action is super dope. When you have dialogue building the tension to that, sometimes that's giving you more chills than the action. But or it can make the action that much better, or the moment of that action that much better. Because the scenes aren't necessarily the best. Like we go talk about the best like fighting scenes. No, it's not the best fighting scenes. But what all that shit meant is why this is one of the better fight scenes to me, because of the context behind it, and that would be all because of episode 5, like you said. Because man, and then once you see the Warhammer Titan go to work, I was like, this is the best design looking Titan. It was my favorite Titan when it came to everything. Like I wanted to ask you that too. That was one of my questions. Out of all the 9 Titans, who's your favorite? The armored,
my favorite, or the one that I would want to be? Those are
both.
2 different questions. Both? You go first. It's your question.
You want time to think?
Yeah.
My favorite is the Warhammer Titan. Right now, my favorite just watching it and what she was doing. I just thought that was so dope. You get to build these weapons, because even if you have that, your neighbor's underground, I would just create probably even barriers and things that was surrounded. Because you remember, she at one point did like she got some stuff that went like some spikes that went up into his feet too and trapped him for a second. Mm-hmm. Like that shit is just like, if utilized right, if that's me, I'm mastering it to where my neighbor's going to be safe somewhere and you're not going to ever be able to find it where it's at. Mm-hmm. Even if I got to stay kind of mobile, stay kind of stationary, I'll do something like that. But my favorite, but who I would want to be, I like the armored Titan a lot. I like this dude just being able to make himself hard, run through shit, sock cats out, because he still got hand skills, and then you have that shield pretty much. That's who I would want to be if that's me. What about you?
If I was gonna be a Titan, I'd probably be the Beast Titan. For 2 reasons. Number 1, the Beast Titan's the only Titan that can talk while it's in Titan form. Mm-hmm. And number 2 is like that's the Titan that has to deal with like physical altercation the least. It's like that's the ranged Titan. You know what I'm saying? Like you can get after it. Like obviously that Titan can get after it. Just like if you're in person with the Beast Titan and it's like I have a gun. It's like I have a Beast Titan. It's like there's no competition here. The Beast Titan is like the second biggest Titan outside of the Colossal Titan. But also just the way that like it uses anything around it to become a weapon and punch the ground, grab some rocks and just like, or artillery or whatever, and just decimate entire, like there's no other Titan that could have done what that Beast Titan did to that Armada in the sea. You know what I'm saying? There's no other Titan that could just decimate a large area as quickly as the Beast Titan, except for
Warhammer Titan.
Yes and no. The Warhammer Titan doesn't have the range of the Beast Titan though. You know what I'm saying? It's like it can like shoot some stuff, but it'll be like one at a time kind of thing, or like some spikes and stuff like that. But like he destroyed an entire armada in 3 throws. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no way that that any other Titan could do it like that. And the second thing is the Titan that I like the most actually is the Founding Titan, because that's still to me the most powerful Titan. Because the Founding Titan could just be like, all right, cool, like transform 1,000 Titans around me or whatever, and I can make them do whatever I want. It's like the entire walls were built by colossal Titans summoned by the Founding Titan, holding arms together and then crystallizing into walls. You see what I'm saying? Like, how intense is that? Thinking about how much power that is. Like, Aaron still doesn't even know how to use that power like that. But if he could use it like the actual king could, doesn't matter what's going on. Strategically, like, that's the most powerful Titan. Like, just raw power and ability. And then if you take it like to the next level, like Lemillion shit, like I was saying earlier, to that power to the next level, then it's just like the possibilities are limitless of what you can actually end up doing with that Titan. So yeah, I'd say my favorite is the Founding Titan, even though that seems kind of boring. But the one I would be the Beast Titan, because like I could talk shit while destroying you from a distance.
I feel that. So you think in a head up fight, you think the Beast Titans beat the Armor Titan?
Depends on what he can throw. If he has those, I think, for example, if he had those shells that were fucking up the Beast Titan, the Armor Titan from the train, then the Beast Titan is going to win, 1,000%, no question. But if he's just like, I just have some rocks, something like that, then I think the Armor Titan is probably going to win. But I don't know. We've never seen the Beast Titan have to get into the hands. Like, You know what I'm saying? I think that
It's
obviously
slow though. That's what I'm saying. It seems like it's probably just one of the slower ones too. That's his fault. Is that the hands probably aren't that active.
yeah, maybe. But he's the smartest too. Like the most cognizant of all the Titans. So it's like I feel like there would just be, you know what I'm saying, just like I don't know, if you just put them in an empty open space and just said you two fight, then of course the Armored Titan's gonna win. But if it's just like situationally in a battle, you know what I'm saying, who could you utilize better? You know, it's a tough argument. You know, it's like I think the Beast Titan is probably more powerful depending on what's around.
And you know, another small thing that I forgot to mention, Kenny was in these episodes too. Kenny was in there. You remember when he I think it was it Annie? Annie? Was she was like, oh, I was looking for my dad. Aren't you my dad? And he was just like, yeah, I ain't your motherfucking father. And
Yeah.
she kicks that brick, not even a Titan, and cracks that brick like in half, which is like shows you that she's
Not here for the games.
She's not here for the games.
I love how the female Titan is female Titan's the most boring Titan. And the only reason the female Titan even mattered is because of when the female Titan was introduced as the second Titan. You know,
Right.
pretty much like the second Titan that we know as a human. Because it was actually technically the fourth Titan that was introduced. Because the first two Titans were the Colossal and the Armored Titan. The third would be the Founding Titan. The fourth was the female. But the fourth Titan, the female Titan, is the most boring Titan out of all of them. It's like you have to be the most skilled human to be a good female Titan. Because that's just a regular Titan. It's like I can crystallize, I could like same powers as the Founding Titan, except for the powers of the Founding Titan. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but she had mad hands.
Yeah, Annie's not the joke. She's the right person to be that Titan. Like I think the Titan that the little girl should be the female Titan.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I don't understand why she didn't want that one.
Yeah, well, they don't have access to it because Annie's trapped in the island.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Another question. From out of the shows that we've watched so far, do you think Levi is the most feared side character? Because every time he pops up on the screen when he comes to these Titans, they're like, wait. Like when he came to the Beast Titan, he was like, yo, somebody told me about, oh shit, that's Captain Levi. I'm fucked. And then with this dude, the Jaw Titan, he was just like, that's accurate. Like, he sends chills from the shows that we've watched. I'm pretty sure there's other side characters that probably brings a different type of fear. But I you know what? I think to me he's the most feared because in all honesty, he's only a fucking human.
All right, so I do have somebody who I think is feared more.
Go ahead.
All Might. He literally changed the entire criminal activity of the planet by his presence.
Side character, I said.
He was a side character. The main character is Midoriya.
That's a whack argument, bro.
It's the truth.
It's the truth, but it's whack.
It's 100% true. You asked the question, I gave you an answer. That's the answer.
He's the main hero technically.
No, he's not. Midoriya is the protagonist of that show. He does right now. Like he doesn't even have powers anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like he's literally an old, frail man at this point in the show on My Hero Academia. So like he's not the main character. Like I said, he had his glory days happened before. His glory days happened before the show actually started. He was like in his sunset season as the show started. Yeah, he was the symbol of peace. But that's what my whole point is, that the symbol of peace in general is like the entire criminal activity of the planet went down simply because you exist. That is how overpowerful and terrifying All Might was. And unless you're all for one, you are terrified of this motherfucker. Like terrified. The only hero that Scar recognized before he fought Midoriya was All Might. You know what I'm saying? Like
you mean Stain?
Stain. I'm sorry, Stain.
Yeah.
The only hero that he recognized was that. I'm just saying, like, if you want to talk about like, don't nobody want the hands from All Might? Nobody, unless you're a brainless Nomu who literally doesn't have a brain and has been trained to fight him and still get the hands. Like, you don't want it. Nobody wants the hands from All Might.
But here's the thing: I didn't see too many people afraid of All Might.
Yes,
like
are you kidding me? Like when All Might showed up to anything, everybody's like, "Holy shit!" Even his own students.
They were fighting him still, though.
You not remember like the only person that fought him, the only people that fought All Might was the Nomu and All for One. Everybody else is like, "Fuck this shit!" Like All Might is here, it's over. Even when he acted like a villain, he scared the people who knew that he wasn't gonna kill them, and they were terrified. Midoriya and Bakugo were like, "What is this feeling right now?" And he was like, "I am a villain. Feel me, feel my power." And everybody's like, "Oh shit!" And he was only at partial power. as a villain with all those heavy weights and shit when he fought them. Like, All Might is terrifying. Like, he made it rain with a punch. You remember that shit? He punched the little glob thing one time, and it was such a powerful punch that it changed the weather, like, immediately. That's all I'm saying is, like...
Yeah, he's a beast.
That level of power is
that. I feel like that was just a cheap win. But, I mean, it's a fair win. I guess the reason why I would pick somebody like Levi, and I think Levi is one of my... He's becoming one of my favorite anime characters. He kind of gives me, like, a little bit of that Batman feel. He's human. At the end of the day, he's human. He doesn't have this... He just has special skills that he had to teach himself.
He learned from his boy. He learned from his boy. His evil...
From Kenny, yeah.
Yeah, from Kenny.
But I give him the prop because he's a human and motherfucking titans, monsters are afraid of this man. Like, he doesn't have a superpower. So for me, that shows more fear when a regular... It's just like one of us being like, yo, man, you walk on the scene, they're like, that's Brennan, dog! And this is a 50-foot giant. And it's just like, yo, man, I don't want these problems. And you're 5'6", 5'7" dude with glasses like, hey, time to go.
I fully accept your argument, and I agree with it. I still say All Might had... The amount of fear that All Might instilled was greater and more widespread. That's all I'll say. Is that Levi is definitely on... I think on the level, like, it's close, if not a cigar, for All Might. But at the same time, Levi is a monster. Like, I definitely acknowledge everything you're saying, but I'll say this, is that Levi don't want no problems with that Warhammer Titan.
I don't think Levi's scared, bro.
I'm not saying he's not scared. I'm saying he don't want those problems. What's he going to do?
Well, here's the thing. I think Levi is smarter than... I think he's the smartest person on the field, right? When he's on the field. And I think he sees that Nate on the ground, and he ends it quickly. It's over.
Maybe. I don't know. Like, that Warhammer Titan is terrifying. Like Mikasa was doing her thing, though.
That's what I'm saying. He's telling me she's doing her thing against that. And he can't?
No, I'm just saying, like,
he's essentially top tier. She's like right there, though. She's right there, but he's essentially at the top. And she was working that motherfucker, to be honest.
She was going in, but it's like, it was a losing battle. She's like prolonging the inevitable kind of thing. It's like, I'm just going to dodge you and get your attention for now because I actually can't hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to knock out your knee. I'm going to knock out your face, your eyes. Like, but okay, I see your point.
Yeah, I guess I just love Levi. I think he's... Because at first when I was watching this, I was like, bro, if he doesn't show up on the scene soon, what's going on? Because at first even watching this, I was confused about the timelines. And then you find out that they're like technically, this is probably like the 1900s, maybe 1920s or 30s. And so, the people behind the wall have been lied to the whole time. So, it's actually a certain time, but they thought it was a different time. Yep. And it shows you, I guess, to now watching this show, like you said, this show could probably go down as one of the best shows of all time, just because of, I think because of the writing and what's happening and stuff like that. It's like this goes back to like how you can manipulate a people, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, you can literally tell a people that these people are like this, like you said, the whole anti-Semitic stuff. It's like,
yep.
And you can get them to believe that, especially if you start them from childhood.
Yep. And
it's just like that's such a... They put it in anime form. It was so fucked up to watch. Like, these kids, like, yeah, they're the devil. I want to destroy them. It's kind of just like, bro, they don't even... In reality, y'all essentially the same in this bitch.
Right. Exactly. It's like, y'all are actually the same. Well, yes and no. I mean, not everybody can turn into Titans. Like,
true.
That's one of the funniest things to me was somebody actually made that argument about the X-Men. I think, was it on one of our episodes or something like that? Like, where it's like Stan Lee made the X-Men like during the civil rights time. It was just like, yo, this is to reflect the struggle of like black folk and shit like that. And this is how black people are treated. And I'm just like
Malcolm X and
Malcolm X is Magneto. Martin Luther King is Professor X. But what's really funny about it to me is just like we had to register these mutants, and all the mutants are like, that's so fucked up, blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, but you can level a building with your eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are a weapon. Like, even if you're not going to use it or not, like, that's not a regular thing. Like, that's a power that we all should be scared of, because you can kill with the thought. Professor X could kill a whole household of people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it doesn't equate at all. Yeah. You know, that doesn't equate. And I'm just like, so same thing for these Eldians. It's just like, yeah, they are being treated differently, but in all honesty, they are different. And not necessarily doesn't mean that they're evil. I don't think that inherently that means that they're evil and that they're devils. Maybe they're people in their past have done that. You know what I'm saying? Done some horrible things because of their capabilities, but that doesn't make everybody that's Eldian evil. You know what I'm saying? You can't just say these people are evil because of the past or whatever, but it's like not every single one of them does that. That's just like saying all white people are evil because of slavery. It's like to this day you can't say that. You know what I'm saying? You can't say those things. Like those blanket statements just don't work when you talk about groups of humans, regardless of what their capabilities are. And so I think that that's like what this really was hitting on, was that, you know, even if we do have these abilities, we do have these things, doesn't mean anybody's evil. It just means that, you know, you obviously have to approach things in a different way, knowing that these people all can turn into titans. And it's like, all right, well, maybe we should all get along, you know, kind of thing, or, you know, have some kind of counter. Like there has to be something that could be in the middle, because these are situations that human beings don't have to deal with. Right. Is that there's no human being that can turn into a titan. There's no human being that has X-Men powers.
That we knew.
I feel like they'd already have taken over a lot of things if that was the case.
Yeah, of course. It'd be like the boys.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I mean, I think that, and what's messed up is that on the Titan side of the game, I think what happens is that when you know your people have those type of powers, you're going to always have somebody evil that's going to try to exploit that shit. And that's where it becomes messed up. It's like, even if the Eldians are kind of like, bro, we want peace. And somebody's just like, I know the powers, and he's an Eldian too. It's like, okay, yeah, fuck all that, man. Like, we had the power to take over the world. Why don't we? Or why don't we be the most powerful? Why don't we be the strongest? Why don't we wreck shop? You know what? I have the power to be the main Titan, so I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
And I ain't got no say so. I'm going to control y'all. You can't do nothing about it anyways. It's like that. It always goes back to we had this discussion multiple times on anime about just how it's always people fucking up good shit.
Yes.
They can use it for good. They can use it for a good thing. They can be like, all right, Titans, you know, get together and form these dope buildings and make technology better and do all this type of stuff like that to protect the people. But nah, bro, we ain't gonna do that. We gonna do it this way.
Man.
But it made me think about, like, what if regular people like had Titan powers like that? I just feel like we would just like if Trump had this shit. Oh my gosh, it'll be a wrap. Or
it'd be bad.
Any regular dude. I feel like a regular dude would be like, yo, baby girl, you know what I'm saying? I turn into a Titan out here in this bit.
I honestly think this show is a really good case study of what would have happened. Like, if you look at the history of what they're talking about, like, these people are devils, they killed so many people, that's because they wanted to own everything. They're like, we're the most powerful, and so we're going to crush everyone who gets in our way. And they did it. They crushed everyone. You know what I'm saying? Like, they crushed everyone, and then after that everyone was crushed and submitted, they started to crush each other, because they're just like, well, now who's the most powerful of all of us? You know, kind of thing. And so I think that exactly what you're saying, if this was real, what would have happened? It's like, well, this show would have happened. You know what I'm saying? Exactly what we're watching is what would have happened. You know, because, you know, there will be somebody like Trump who gets one of the Titans at some point, and, you know, just like somebody like Trump became the president and did the things that he did. Now he's leaving with the lowest presidential approval rating of any president in history, being impeached twice, as well as a country divided in economic peril in the middle of a pandemic, and racial inequality at the highest it's ever been. So, you know, like, people get power like that, things go bad. That's just what it is.
So do you have any questions?
No, man. I feel complete, to be fully honest. Like, I actually feel like I'm ready to just talk about, like, my general overall thoughts and give a score. That's where I'm at right now. All right, so like I said before, I feel like this season really is like the connector to all the rest of the seasons and makes everything feel really, really good. I also feel that, like I said, episode 5 might be one of the best episodes I've seen in anything ever. I need to watch it again. But it's really up there for me. And just like, I just love the artistic spacing of everything, like how they decided to do this, you know? So I'm here for all of it. And I think, yeah, man, I think this is raising the profile of Attack on Titan and anime in general. Now, this is becoming a cultural phenomenon. And is this top tier anime for me yet? If not, yes, then it's close. I still think that Demon Slayer is going to be a better anime overall, even though I haven't read the manga. And possibly My Hero Academia as well. But for just having 4 seasons and doing what it did and ending, which I think is one of the best things an anime can do, is just like, I'm done. Just walk away. It's fantastic. So for the first 6 episodes of Attack on Titan season 4, I'm going to give this a solid 7,900. And the only reason I'm giving it 7,900 is because 2 of those episodes were boring. And we're talking 2 out of the 6. So 7,900. But episode 5 is a 9,000 for me.
Overall thought, I feel like in watching, especially some of these first few episodes, I wish they would have gave some of this backstory somewhere in between season 2 and 3. So we didn't have to do it now. So we could just. So I feel like season 4 should be all about the shits. Like we go in there. We explain a little bit of stuff here and there. You know, have some backstory, some here and there. But I feel like they could have put some of that in the earlier seasons. But I did enjoy it. I'm with you. I did. Episodes 2 and 3 was super slow. I was sitting there. I was like, how am I going to? I was trying to even understand this. I was just like, what's happening right now, man? I'm interested to see Rob's take. If he ever sees these episodes of the season, and if he
me
go
too.
back, like, all right, now I like it now. The action was good. The animation is still dope. Harp Studios didn't. I mean, Harp. Oh, fucking Harp. What's it called? Mappa Studios did a great job on continuing what was being done. From what studios did. I would give it an overall 7,500.
Okay.
I'm with you too. I think those 2 episodes, if they weren't as boring, this goes into the 8,000 somewhere. I think Attack on Titan might have. This is the most movie-like anime that I've ever seen when it comes to a show, not an anime movie, but this feels more like either a movie or a dope ass like live action series to me. For some reason I always feel like this is still like live action. Maybe because the animation sometimes is 3D and CG and the way it turns and flips and stuff like that. But this feels, one, the most real, and 2, the most story. I guess the story that I feel like I like the story a lot, to be honest. I like the story a whole lot.
One of my litmus tests for a human being having any level of empathy at all is just saying, hey, watch the first 2 episodes of Attack on Titan. Tell me how you feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't feel something after that, then I'm just like, you are a sociopath or a psychopath or something, because it was just so intense. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and
so
they made
intense.
you feel it. They made you, I think through all these episodes, I think through every season, they've made you feel real emotion. Whereas a lot of anime doesn't necessarily make you feel that. You might have a moment or 2 in there, but every season, I'm like, this shit is like, it feels real to me at times.
Right.
So yeah, I give it 7,500. Let us know what y'all think in the comment section. Answer any of the questions that we answered. What Titan would you want to be? And a head up fade out of all the 9 Titans, who you think would win out of a head up fade? Who comes out the champion in a tournament style God of Attack on Titan Titans? Who do you think would come out on
God
top?
of Attack on Titan Titans, this guy.
Got a high school.
Yeah, I know. I got it. I understood. That's why I said God. That's why, yes, I know. Thank you for explaining it, though.
No, you know. Let us know what y'all think in the comment section. About
did your voice just crack?
It did. I haven't drank any water today, man. I'm dehydrated. I'm hungry as shit. But yeah, let us know what y'all think. Give us your overall score of these 6. I might try to just recap the episodes as they come out. You know, just to like, if they come out, just kind of like do a week cap and just being like what we watch. So I know another hot episode is going to be coming soon.
Yep.
And you know, I do kind of want to be on top of that. So yeah, any other thoughts, Brennan?
No, I feel good, man. And you can find me, so you guys know, at Mr. Wait, I almost said it wrong.
Said the wrong
at
thing.
Brennan the Best on Instagram.
Brennan the Best. You can find Ice McGowan at Ice McGowan, Rob at RV Danger, and myself, Keenan Baker, on every single thing. And the Cash App for Animeshun is Animeshun Podcast, SHUN Podcast. Let us know. And this is a bonus episode. We thank y'all for tuning in every week to another episode of Animeshun.
Peace.
And so anime was solved forever.